Hi, welcome to Social Research Insights. I am Kamakshay Musunuru, Principal Consultant at Social Research Insights. Social Research Insights is not a business firm, it is just a freelance training outfit. The mission of Social Research Insights is to promote open source software and tools and techniques to both academic and corporate research needs. This is in fact one of my series of presentations on programming in Linux Bash. In my previous videos I have explained how to deal with the variables, how to assign values to the variables, and later I explained how to perform arithmetic operations, and in my last video I explained how to use the if statement and evaluate the conditions. In this video I am going to talk about how to use the loops. So the very first loop, which is very much handy and also easy to use, is the for loop. And apart from that, we also have a couple of ways to perform or create the loops in Linux Bash or Linux shell scripts. But for this video I am going to deal with only for loop. It's very simple to iterate a particular operation for a definite number of times, and as such we can also make basically there are two types of loops. One is finite loop and the other is infinite loop. So most of the time in programs we deal with finite loops, where the for statement comes very much handy while writing the programs. There are also other couple of loops like while do and do while until something, repeat or iterate. There are many things like but to me for appears to be very easy. So let us without much diction, let me enter into the action. So let me first see where I am. cd my bash shell scripts, clear, present working directory. So now I am in the directory where I have all my programs. So let me create the let me straight away create the text file for loop. Don't forget to put this the format of the, don't forget to put .sh at the end of the file name, otherwise your Linux terminal may not be able to recognize what file you are trying to execute. Okay, then give your password. Now we have the text file with us. Now I'm going to talk about my strategy. So what I try to do, I first try to output a linear data series, because I am a data analyst, so most of the time, and the purpose of this video cast is also to explain and make the listener or viewer to a full-fledged data analyst. So by the end of this series of presentations, the viewer must be able to transform himself or herself into a data analyst or maybe a data scientist with some certain skills. So now my strategy goes like this. I am just going to create a small array. In fact, let me reserve that for the next part of this video. First let us print the linear data vector. So for that, what I just take a variable called I and define my first statement just like for I in some sequence, do this and done. So that is what is going to be. So let us go ahead with don't forget to put this is very very important, bash for I in my sequence. So here I have to put the sequence. Let me take some 10 then do what you need to do is that we are just going to print this I such that at end of the execution or after executing this file we must be able to see a linear data vector. Done. That's all. So I think this is sufficient. Okay, let's save and go back. Yeah, for loop did not have the admin privileges, so I don't have the sufficient privileges to execute this file. So sudo, I already told you this what to do. Don't forget to put plus symbol here. So most of the time while hurrying we have the tendency to put dash instead of plus. For loop sh. Now let's go back. I think if you look at the name of the file, it's very clear to us that we have sufficient privileges to execute this file. So now dot /. This is a very famous statement in open source community. Dot / for loop. Yes, exactly. So we got our linear data vector. So this data vector is a data vector, a series of numbers which increase, every consecutive number increase with a definite increment. So here it is 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, something like that. Now let us do the same thing with our very favorite function random. So this time we should be able to, so that you'll be having an expertise to create a particular data vector. So by that way the objective of this video cast is to teach you as how to use the first statement besides creating a data vector with some. This is actually a linear data vector, right? So we are going to create a random data vector. So for that what we do, let's go back to our, let me take to the history, and now here, so instead of this let me use a function, inbuilt function in bash, which is random. So let's see what's going to happen if I put the random. Now control save, exit. Now let me clear my console and now go back to yes. So this way we can simulate a particular data vector with 10 data points. So if you're interested, you can also give some name to this. So let's go back, and so by that way the third, I'm going to add the third objective. So apart from learning first statement and also creating data vectors, I'm also teaching you how to create a full-fledged named column. Okay, so in case if you are interested, this way we can do a lot of, so that is why I say always, writing programs in bash is really a big fun. So echo x, and then so let's see what's going to happen now, and clear the console, go back. Beautiful, but we have, every time we have this x. So I did a small mistake. Let me go and correct this. I don't want this echo here. It should be before for loop. Echo x. Now, so I forgot to tell you that. Okay, anyway, so let's save this and I'll tell you later. Yes. So that x is actually mingled with the rest of the data points. So let's create some small distinction between the name of the column and the data points. So let's go back and now echo 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I think it's so I'm literally playing with my Linux terminal. So I like it actually. I do a lot of fun, and actually it is not the part of my strategy, but okay, let's go. This is what is called like I'm trying to fly in the, I'm trying to change my strategy as per the needs of the game. So why did I come back? Okay, so let's now it is okay, I think. So we got a full-fledged, and we can also distinguish our console prompt from the rest of the data. For that, what we do, we're just customizing our code, that's it, nothing else. So here you go back and put some new line character, and you can also put some new line character, but don't forget to put some switch. I mean, you have to supply some certain parameter or argument known as, because this is not a value, this is not a vector, or this is neither a variable. So we need to tell the Linux that I'm just trying to use some inbuilt functions, and this function is going to create an empty line, and that E really helps us to communicate to Linux that we are trying to create an empty line above and below these two statements. Now let me distinguish this. Save. We also forgot, I think I told you that I need a line here. Now E. Save. Come out of the, now clear the console, execute the file. Yes, I think now it is beautiful, right? We got some place here, and we also have some place here, we have some place here, so that it is easy for us to, so this is how we can simulate a data vector. Actually it is a random variable, so which means the name of the variable, we have a name for this variable known as x, and this variable assumes different points at different point of time randomly. So the numbers, all these numbers, nothing to it has nothing to do with the rest of the number. Each number from this data vector has nothing to do with the rest. So there is some random process behind this vector, such that each and every data point is triggered by that random process. So the entire onus of the data analyst is to find out what is that random process, and so that he gives more insights into the nature of the process, and also to find that whether there exists any opportunity to guess or forecast or predict the future behavior of this particular process. So anyway, that is the theory of the data analytics. Now I explained you how to use the first statement in order to create a linear data vector, and at the same time, and subsequently I also explained you how to create a random data vector with the help of first statement. Okay, so this way we can just go ahead. I think by now you have sufficient skills to create some certain random data vectors in Linux shell or terminal. With this skill, we should go ahead and perform some data analysis. So in my next video I'm going to show you how to create the sum and also length of the data vector, and from there we'll try to compute the arithmetic average. So first let us concentrate on this sum, and I mean subsequent, not in this video, after this video I'll try to do that activity through Linux shell script. Okay, thanks for watching, and if you like my video, please press like and subscribe to my video channel. Stay tuned. Please promote our content in your professional circles, and also don't forget to invite us to conduct a small, maybe for some speeches or for short-term and long-term training programs, or you can also invite us for to do some workshops, seminars and conferences.